Good evening, all of us, and a happy new year.
Good evening.
Great. I hope that we are all well. And yeah, you guys, happy new year, happy new year. Great. And that is to say, Mwalimu is very audible. So, welcome to this first class of this semester 2025. So welcome to this first class of 2025. Of course, you're here about financial reporting and analysis. Financial reporting and analysis. Always a very interesting paper that I'll always want us to approach it in a very open mind, because you'll find that anytime you're talking about financial reporting, it's a topic that, or rather a unit that is always very interesting. That is always very interesting. And today's session, basically, I'll just want to take you through, of course, the overview of financial reporting, what we should be expected to, that, of course, we can use whenever we are handling financial reporting. But I can assure you, as we are starting, financial reporting is one very interesting paper. So, in this case, let me share this document with us so that at least we should all be familiar with what we want to handle. Should all be familiar with what we want to handle. Just a moment here and share this document with us. Okay, so I'm sharing a document. Like I actually just word that I'll be using to guide you. So looking at financial reporting and analysis, of course, we'll also be talking about sub-reviews that have been done. So looking at financial reporting and analysis, one thing that we should understand, first of all, my good students, these are statement paper. These are statement paper. For those who have attended management accounting, remember we talked of it as, of course, quantitative paper. So looking at financial reporting and analysis, and when you're talking of a statement paper, that is to say, we are looking at a paper that you don't need to maybe have so many formulas, right? It is a very simple paper. If at all you get the concept right from the word go, that will be very helpful. So at this point, we don't have a lot of topics here, only 7 topics. I know they might sound to be very few topics, but we must understand that, as Maulin will be explaining to us, they're kind of wide a bit. So to start with, we start with of course topic number one. Topic number one, even before maybe we look at that, looking at financial reporting and analysis, you realize that we do have what? We do have two parts. We have the first part, which is financial reporting, and we have the other part, which is what? Analysis. So ideally, they are categorized into, this paper is categorized into two parts. There's that part of financial reporting, and there's that part of what? There's that part of analysis. So these are how we are breaking it. You're saying that we have the first part, which is financial reporting, okay? And the other part, which is analysis part. So these are the two parts that Mwalimu is talking about. This first part, or the part of analysis, and the part of financial reporting. So in this case, you'll find that for the part of financial reporting, we'll be expected to have at least 6 topics, where to start with, looking at topic number one, what will be expected, of course, to have topic number one. These are an interesting area because at this point, we are going to be taken back. Yeah, we're going to be taken back to what we did sometimes back in financial accounting. Remember, when you're being introduced to financial reporting, or rather financial accounting, at your basic level, there are these items that we did for assets and liabilities. Yeah, there is items that we did for assets and liabilities. So ideally, that is what we will be introduced to. So that is to say, at this point, of course, whatever that will be expected to understand in topic number one is all about accounting for assets and liabilities. Of course, what you did in your basic level of financial accounting. So in addition to what you handle, you'll find that whatever that will be expected to cover at this segment, there are some areas that we are going to be introduced to, which probably we didn't handle in our basic level of financial accounting. These concepts will include concepts like deferred tax. You'll talk about maybe accounting for leases. See, so these are some of the specific areas that we are going to be introduced probably, which we didn't handle in our basic level of financial accounting. So that is topic number one, what will be expected, of course, to have. Talk of topic number two. Topic number two is a topic that you'll find that majority of the students, they normally tend to maybe overlook maybe that topic, but I can assure you, these are one of the topics, if you grasp, it will be free marks for the purpose of exams. If at all, you're to look at it in that case. So you'll find that topic number two, my good students, what will be expected to cover in topic number two is what we are referring to as, of course, accounting. That is accounting for specialized transactions. Accounting for specialized transactions. Majority of the area in this topic is majorly theoretical, but very important. See? So this is accounting for specialized transactions. And when we are talking about specialized transactions, what you should be aware of is, in this case, we'll be looking at the concepts to do with borrowing costs. We'll be looking at the concepts with the effects of changes in exchange rates. We'll be looking at the effects of maybe the revenue recognition. You see, so these are some of course, the specific elements that will be expected to understand at this point, including the aspect of hire purchase. I know of late you've been seeing some questions for hire purchase, and majority are always like, where are these questions coming from? Yes, they are there in your syllabus, and ideally, they are literally covered, of course, basically in topic number two, which is an area to do with what? Accounting for specialized transactions. Then, in addition to that, of course, that should take us to topic number three. Topic number three, remember this is still financial reporting. Topic number three, my good students, what we will be expected to cover in topic number three is something that majority of us probably have been told that, you know, these are the areas that you need to be very thorough with, or maybe these are the tough areas. No, nothing in FR is tough if at all you follow the right procedure that Mwalimu will be sharing with us. So what about this topic number three? What will be expected to understand in this topic number three? In topic number three, my good students, will be expected to understand what you're referring to as preparation of financial statements for different entities. The question is, what about these different entities? What are these different entities that you're talking about? So these different entities that you're talking about, I know some of us, you're familiar with this area of partnership. Remember, in your syllabus, of course, whatever that has been stated is conversion of a partnership into a company. But, yeah, mark this word, but with these sub-reviews that are always being done, of course, within your syllabus, it is important for us to also be able to understand the concept of dissolution of partnership. At times, you can go ahead and talk about amalgamation, but many a times, of course, our focus will always be on conversion and we'll also be talking about the solution of partnership. The other key area that you must be very good at, of course, under preparation of financial statements for different entities, will be expected, of course, to understand the concept of professional firms. And when you're talking about professional firms, our concept is on accountants, lawyers, talk about doctors, talk about engineers, see, and any other professional that you'll be having. If at all you are able to master one area or one concept, trust me, the rest of the other areas will also be very easy. The other area that will be expected to understand anytime you're to talk about, of course, preparation of financial statements for different entities, there is concept that we normally refer to as agricultural activities and farming. Okay, these are also some of the accounts that at least we must make sure that at least you're having an idea on the same. The same case with pension plans, and the same case with what? The same case with cooperatives. So these are one of course, a very important element that you must always tend to do what? That you must always tend to understand. Okay, so looking at this area, I'm going to mark it with red. If I mark it with red, Mwalimu is saying that these are one of the most important topics that is a must with capital letters. Is a must for you to be very thorough with. Preparation for financial statements for different entities. Unfortunately, very unfortunately, I've seen some students using notes that has banks, notes that has probably insurance. Remember, these are things that they are not in the syllabus. You find a student doing financial reporting and analysis. This student is very serious going through insurance. You find this student is very serious going through what? Banks. These are things that are not in our syllabus. And that's why I've always insisted, yes, it is good to have these notes. But the question is, do you have, of course, the aspects of the current notes? Remember, like, there are some standards which were amended back in 2013. Not 2013, but 2024. They'll affect us directly. There are some, of course, additional in terms of course, the same standards. Some were amended back in 2023. They'll affect us directly. The question is, do you have these, of course, updated concepts? That's the reason why I've always insisted, yes, it is good to have all this, but ask that question. Do you have, of course, the updated concepts? It is always very, very important. It is always very, very important. Then, of course, Mwalimu has said that we don't have banks, we don't have insurance in your syllabus. So if at all you're having your notes and it has these concepts like bank insurance, kindly review what you're studying. Review what you're studying. So that is, of course, topic number 3. The other case or concepts here, the other topic that you should be able to understand at this point. Now it is one of the most interesting area. I normally love this area a lot because it is something that also affects us practically. Of course, towards maybe March there or April, you'll be seeing these accounts being published in all these newspapers. And topic number 4, it is not only for exams purposes, because I can assure you that this area is very practical, where we are talking about what? Preparation of published financial statements. That is topic number 4. Preparation. Talk about topic 4, preparation of published financial statements. Okay, so here we go. We're saying that really about preparation of published financial statements. Okay, preparation of published financial statements. So this is, of course, another area that for sure, if I told you to look at it on the angle of exams, you will never miss. Yeah, you will never miss these concepts in your exam, because at this point, of course, some of the key areas that will be expected to understand when it comes to, of course, published. Number one, it will be important for you to understand that it is at this level that you'll be required to prepare your statement of profit or loss and other comprehensive income. We'll be reading about statement of financial position, and it should be prepared in a published statement. And one thing that, again, which I've seen also majority of the students probably they're not familiar with, cash flows. Remember cash flows before the sub-review, some of the sub-reviews that are always done, you'll find that cash flow initially, it was under consolidation. That is accounting and financial statements for interest in other entities. It was under consolidation. But right now, my good students, you should be prepared. Cash flow should always, or you must be able to know that cash flows currently, it is under what? Published financial statements. Initially, it was under, of course, consolidation. But currently, you should understand that cash flow, it is under published financial statements. At the same time, of course, there is other concept that you must also be very familiar with, which you must be able to understand. Still under preparation of published financial statements, there is concept that you normally refer to as an event after the reporting period. See, there is concept that you normally talk about is continued operations. Talk about accounting policies and changes in accounting estimates and errors. All these items, they are under published financial statements. So the topic of published financial statements, it is not all about income statements or statement of financial position, but you must be prepared when you read about what discontinued operations. You must be prepared when you read about what events after the reporting period. These are some of the things that you must be having, of course, at your fingertips anytime you are to talk about topic number 4 in financial reporting, where we read about preparation of published financial statements. Look at topic number 5. Topic number 5 is now what I know anytime you kind of see a FAR or you hear about a FAR, I know this has always been in our mind, the aspect of consolidation. And remember, at this point, you're not referring to it as consolidation, but rather this topic number 5, we normally refer to it as what? Accounting and financial statements for interest in other entities. So this is topic number 5. So about topic number 5 is topic number 5. So topic number 5, Mwalimu is saying that I know you're used to consolidation, yes, but ideally this topic we normally refer to it as what? Accounting and financial statements for interest in other entities. So these are what you have: accounting and financial statements for interest in other entities. Now, let Mwalimu guide us on what will be expected, of course, to understand on this topic. Other than consolidation, other than what we are used to, or rather what we've had, where we're talking about basic consolidated financial statements with subsidiary, maybe at times at this level, it will exclude disposal and statements of cash flows. At this point, we'll be talking about associates and joint ventures. In addition to all this, their concept of branches, accounting for branch. One of the very important concept, again, that you must be able to understand clearly. Accounting for branches. This topic, remember, currently it is under accounting and financial statements for interest in other entities, which is topic number 5. After we are done with this, my good students, this should take us to the last topic of financial reporting. The last topic of financial reporting, as much as it is theoretical, but of late, remember, questions have been tested in regard to this specific area. So we read about topic number 6. So here we have topic number 6. Topic number 6. So I'll just have, of course, remove that bit. So this is topic number 6. So when you're looking at topic number 6, my good students, this is an area, as much as it is theoretical, but there are some questions that have been tested in relation to computation, in relation to this. That is public sector accounting standards. Remember, there are a lot of amendments in IPSAS, which we should be very familiar with, more so when it comes to the theory part. So these are more of theory, but they are computations. So the same, of course, Mwalimu will be doing various examples in relation to public sector accounting standards. But I can assure you, these are one area that is very interesting, as much as it is theory, but very interesting areas that you'll be expected, of course, to cover. So this topic number 6 will bring us to the end of financial reporting. Now we go to the aspect of financial analysis. See, we've said that we have what? We have two parts. We have financial reporting and analysis. So whatever that we've looked at first, that was financial reporting. Now we jump to this area of financial analysis. Under financial analysis, you'll find that we'll be talking of topic number 7 only. We'll be talking of only topic number 7. And topic number 7, at this point, of course, we normally tend to talk over only like 2 areas under topic number 7. First of all, we should understand that topic number 7, we normally tend to talk about analysis, or rather analyzing financial statements. That is a topic, analyzing financial statements. So we have it here, analyzing financial statements. So we'll just be having it at this point. Analyzing financial statements. So this is topic number 7, which is our last topic, of course, in financial reporting and analysis. So my good students, you'll find that since this was introduced, at no any given point will you miss a question for financial analysis. So what will you be expected to understand under financial analysis? Under financial analysis, you should be expected to understand, number 1, areas to do with ratios. Okay, so about, of course, areas to do with ratios. Here we go. We have, of course, ratios, ratio analysis, and common size financial statements. Common size financial statements. Okay, so these are areas that, of course, you should be expected to cover under topic number 7. So by the time we are through with our syllabus or this course, we should be expected to have covered 7 topics. And at this point, you'll find that where we are going to take a lot of time, actually, if at all, Mwalimu can talk about the longest topic, is topic number 3. This is the longest topic. This is the longest topic. This is the longest topic that, of course, we'll be having. This is the longest topic that you can say we will be having. This is the longest topic. This is the longest topic. So ideally, at this point, different operations, sorry. At this point, you should be able to understand that at this point, of course, you should be able to understand that at any given point in time, yeah, when you're talking about these 7 topics, as much as there seems to be like very few topics, but again, you'll find that topic number 3 being the longest topic. After this case, you'll find that whatever that will be expected to handle again, where at times it will take us a lot of time, but it is not long. Of course, it is topic number 5, which is in relation to accounting and financial statement for interest in other entities. Now, when we started, Mwalimu mentioned that financial reporting is one of the easiest paper to pass. You might be like, Mwalimu, you just want to encourage us. No, this is not motivational speaking. This is not motivational speaking. Mwalimu is saying that financial reporting is one of the easiest paper to pass. Number one, because it is practical. Majority of the things that you're going to study here, if at all you are to check these financials probably from March, April, thereabout, you'll find that these same items are always published, of course, to the public, for the public to see, more so never about all the public companies. And also make it fun. These are statement paper, meaning that you don't need to struggle much. You only need to understand some specific areas in terms of presentation of your statement. Of course, I'll be guiding us on the best strategies that you're going to adopt. But the first case, we are looking at 3.5 months to be very, very realistic. January, Feb, March, part of April, not the whole of April. So to be very realistic, we are looking at 3.5 months. We should be through with all this. And you'll find that topic number 3 being the longest, which might take you even like 3 weeks or so. What is the best strategy that we need to adopt for us to clear all this in advance and also give us time to do our revision? This is what we'll always tend to do. You'll find that, number one, our strategy will always start with topic number 7. This has always been our strategy. It has always worked, and that's the reason why a lot of our students have always been passing. The strategy has always been, we start with topic number 7, which is analyzing financial statements. This will be our number 1. This won't take us much time. Then after we are through this, we go to topic number 1 to be our number 2. We'll go to that area. We'll go to this area here. See, we'll go to this area here, being our number 2. After that case, of course, we will jump, okay? We will jump to this being our number 3. Topic number 4 will be our 3 item to handle. After topic number 4, in this case, we are going, because they relate, we'll handle topic number 5 as our number 4. Then we go to topic number 3, which will be our number 5. We'll go to this area, which will be our number 5. Topic number 3 will be our number 5. I'm giving you the best strategies that we've always used, and it has always worked. After topic number 5, of course, this area accounting for specialized transactions. We'll always tend to look at this as our number 6. And finally, towards or in our revisions, is when we normally cover what topic number 6 will be our last bit, to be our number 7. So this is how we are going to handle this. And I can assure you that this system will help us to clear all this and have time to do what? To do our revisions. So the other thing that I'll always share with us is this. Make sure that you master this clearly. Do your research. If you check the questions for financial reporting nowadays, there's always a combination of what? Theory and computation. So my good students, these are golden ideas that Mwalimu is sharing with us today. So this is a strategy that we are going to employ. Number 1, we read about balancing. I know you might be tempted, of course, to focus on the computation part only, but the balancing concept will help us a lot. How? You'll find that at this point, theory, how the system has been. Theory, we normally tend to talk about like 40%, 30 to 40% per 30 to 40%. And I'm going to show you how this paper rule is tested. 30 to 40%. Okay. For computation part, it will entail the 60 to 70%. These are computation. So that will make theory part to be a must-know area. That that will make theory part to be a must know area. Then, in addition to that, you'll find that at this point, Mwalimu, of course, I've always shared this and I will always tend to do this. When we are starting our semester, what we normally tend to do, Mwalimu will share all these theories. This is purely for the purpose of our exams. I'll share all the theories, question and answers, which will enable us to understand how this theory are always tested and the best way that you can always go about the same. Number two, at this point, Mwalimu will talk about the aspect of how we are doing our revisions. First of all, of course, number one, more so for those students who are doing this paper for the first or third time. The first approach would be format your mind completely. Assume you've never done this paper before. Because if you go with the mentality that, I did this paper before, trust you me, inaweza kukunyorosha tena. Because there are things that you're going to overlook. So first thing, my good students, if at all you are that one person who is doing this paper for the second or third time, make sure that you do what? You format your mind completely. Approach it like as if you're doing this paper for the first time. It will really help you guys. It will really, really help you guys. The second item that I want to share, I know these revision kits, they are always very important. We can't dispute that. But kindly just put them aside as point of comparison. When I'm talking of point of comparison, is this. Assuming you're doing consolidation, you've been told to prepare goodwill computation. You try a question, you find a challenge. What will your mind tell you? Anita, Hamed, or Edina, Faith, Lincoln, Nelias, all of us, Kina Susan, Selena, all of you, you'd be like, I am having answers. I'm having solutions on this revision kit. So you find a challenge in a question, straight away, you're going to rush towards the solutions. That is the worst mistake that you can do. You'll find yourself doing this paper so many times. Because what you'll be doing is, the moment you rush to the solutions, you're just copying. You're not getting the concept of how this goodwill has been worked. So I'll always advise you guys, anytime you are handling your revision, you find a challenge in working out goodwill computation, what is the best way to go about it? The best way to go about it, go to your notes, okay? Try check what has been displayed on the notes. Try solve or try to get the solutions from your notes. So once you've done that, now, if need be, you can use now your revision kit as a point of comparison, not point of reference. So Mwalimu is talking about strategy number 2. Let us use our revision kits as point of comparison, not reference. Mark it clearly. For reference purpose, go to your notes. For reference purpose, go to your notes. For comparison is when you can use what? You can use what? These revision kits. So this is a one important concept that, again, we should be having. Before I proceed, let me show you guys this. So that you understand how these questions are always tested at this level. So that when you are beginning from the word go, for the purpose of exams, you should be having it in mind. And of course, for the purpose of knowledge as well, you should be having it in mind as well. So let me just show you this one. just a moment here, so that you should be able to understand how these concepts are always tested. How these concepts, of course, are always tested. Just a moment, I'm sharing with us this, so that you should be able to see when you're talking about allocation of marks, you should be able to understand how they are always allocated. And you now get the reason why a lot of students, majorly those who don't have a right guide, they normally tend to not to get a far right. Not to get a far right. The reason why you find like for the last like 3 sittings, a lot of students more so who are doing self-study wananyoroshwa far sana. It is not that they don't know. It is not that they don't know. It is because they don't have the knowledge of how things are being tested. It's because probably they don't have a knowledge of how these things have been, how things have changed. So this is what I want to share with you. This is what I want to share with you right now. So that even whenever you're doing, of course, your revisions, you should be able to know or understand how these things are, so that you get the reason why a lot of students, majorly who don't have a right guide, they normally they normally tend not to get right, of course, these concepts. So these are what I'm sharing with us. Just a moment here. You're looking at here we go. I'm sharing. Let me just project it. Let me just project it so that you should be able to understand it clearly. So that when Mwalimu is talking here, you should be like, it is not just a matter of giving you like this is not motivation speaking. I want you guys to see exactly what we mean. You know, some of you will be like, Mwalimu, you don't want us to study on our own. No, studying on your own is very good, but getting the right guide is also very important. See, so like this is what we have. I believe it is visible. So these are how the questions will always be tested. This is how, of course, the marks will always be allocated. I think I shared this sometimes back, but again, I'm also going to share with us for the purpose of us understanding it well, how the exams is always set, okay? Believing that this is visible to all of us. Now, these are how the exams will always be set, okay? We are in professional level, intermediate level here, okay? So the set concept is remembering and understanding whatever that you're going to get directly from your notes, okay? Whatever that you're going to get directly from your notes constitute of 10, a maximum of 20 marks. These are things that you're going to get. They have just been copied directly from your notes to your question directly. 10 to 20 marks. Applying and analyzing. And this will take me to the second concept, which I'll be talking about learning and studying. So applying and analyzing, this case constitute of 30 to 40 marks. So what is applying and analyzing entails? Applying and analyzing, my good students, at this point, you should understand that it is a concept that yet you've studied in, or rather you've been taught in class. But what is your ability to apply what you've studied now to put it on paper? If at all, they have given you aspect of goodwill computation. And this goodwill computation, there's a concept probably that they have added a lot of additional information. Are you able to analyze? Were you guided on how you are supposed to analyze the concept? That is when you're talking about what? Analyzing, applying, and analyzing. You see how many marks? 30 to 40%. Now, another area is this case of evaluating and creating. So evaluating and creating, these are where at times you might be in an exam situation, then you're like, where this question come from? I've never seen this. Yeah? These are situations whereby you're in an exam situation, you're like, Yeah, tujawahi funzwa. I've never seen this. And it is at that point whereby that kasweat hapa kwa mapua. You see, ile jasho inatoka hapa kwa mapua, inaanza kutoka. So, evaluating and creating, it is in this sense that a paper has been set in a way, or a question has been set in a way that we expect you to have the knowledge, okay? We expect you to have the knowledge. So with this knowledge of yours, with this knowledge that you do have, my good students, are you able to solve a concept given? And that's why many a times in financial reporting nowadays, you'll find that a question has a lot of additional information. Have you been taught how to interpret this? Have you been taught some of the items that you need to skip? Have you been taught of the important items that are not necessary? Have you been guided on that? You see, that's what we're about evaluating and creating. 30 to 40%. So ideally, if we were to summarize, this applies to all the papers in intermediate level, not only FR, but all the papers in intermediate level. And that's why at this point, literally, we can all agree that, you know what, whatever that is going to come directly from your paper, from your notes, is a maximum of 20%. You see, so we give it like 20%. This applying and analyzing, it is also in your syllabus. It is not that they are getting things out of the syllabus, it is also in your syllabus. And on this case being in your syllabus, you will be like, are you able to analyze the concepts? Also evaluating and creating, which is 40%, it is also in your syllabus. Only that it is expected that you should be able to understand how to go about, how to be creative in your thoughts and to interpret and understand whatever that you're given. So ideally, you can see that applying and analyzing, we do about 80%. Whatever that is going to come directly is 20%. And in this case, I'm not saying with any intention, but you realize if I told you to do your statistics for the last like three sittings, students who have been doing their personal studies, at times FR, FM is becoming slippery a lot, even to the point that auditing peer inakuwa slippery. What is the reason? It is not that these students are not doing their best. They are doing their best that they know. But at this point, whatever that they are missing is literally a right guide. It's literally a right guide. And that's why you've seen that there's that surge of more so those who are doing personal studies. At times, if at all they don't get a right guide, itawaramba. Si ati hawajui. They know very well it's only that probably they have not been guided clearly. And you'll see that at any given point, whenever we are setting these papers, whenever a paper is said, let me not say that whenever we are setting the papers, at any given point, whenever a paper is being set, yeah, you realize that at any given point in time, your paper will cover at least 75%. You see, it's supposed to cover 75% of everything that is going to be examined. So with this will bring me to this important concept that Mwalimu wants to share with us here. Very, very important concept. That at any given point in time, my good students, anytime you're doing your studies, let us aspire to do what? To learn, not study. Okay? Let us aspire to learn and not study. Let us aspire to learn and not study. I know some of us, some of you probably been attending our classes and have always insisted on this a lot. The aspect of you to learn and not to study. Ramla, can you tell us the difference between learning and studying? Ramla, can you tell us the difference, learning and studying, if at all you're in a position?
Mwalimu, to learn is basically understanding the concept and being able to use it, and studying is for the purpose of passing the exams.
Very good. Very good. You see, learning. And that's why I've always insisted on anything that you are doing, let us aspire to learn. Because if at all you've mastered the knowledge right, that is when you see whatever that Molimo showed us, the aspect of the areas of analyzing, of course, applying and analyzing and evaluating and creating. If at all you've learned, that is the position that you'll be in a very good position of handling such questions. But if at all you're just studying, like studying is like, let me just do exams. It is very important to pass, yes. But what about that knowledge? What about that knowledge? We should not forget the knowledge. We should not forget the knowledge. It is very, very good, yes, to do it. It is very, very good to pass exams. And you're going to pass your exams very easily if at all you have the right knowledge. If at all you have the right knowledge. So let us use this strategy. Number one, the balancing part. I'm going to share theory Q&A for us. Balancing part. Number two, we use revision kit as point of comparison and not point of reference. Number three, we should aspire to learn and not to study. Then, Mwalimu mentioned that in reality, or practically speaking, we're looking at 3.5 months. We should be expected to clear everything that we need to clear in our syllabus and also give us time to do our revision. The question is, how are we going to achieve this? So for us as MDarasa, what we normally tend to do is that those who are joining the live virtual classes, all of you, you'll have access to the pre-recorded version of the class. How this recorded version works. Let me show you how it works or how you're going to use it, okay? So that at this point, we should all be on the same page. So at this point, we should all be on the same page. If at all, of course, majority of you, of course, you've interacted with the platform. So these are what you're having. Just a moment here. I want to show you how you can, of course, get this so that when Mwalimu tells us that today we are going to study this topic in advance, we just review it. At least all of us, we should be able to understand how to go about it. Okay. So for those, of course, I know majority of you, because you already paid for the class and of course you're attending, you must be having this. If at all you're having your account on MDarasa, all of us, I'm expecting all of you to have this. I'll go to FR specifically, start learning. Of course, I'll go to financial reporting specifically. You see, under financial reporting, specifically what you've done, see, you have all the class notes, you have past papers, you have a revision companion, that is Q&A, right? This is what we provided. Of course, you'll be getting like these are classes for last semester, where at any given point in the event that you've missed a class, yeah, maybe due to commitments or so, you can get exactly the same class that we have done. Like lesson 1, like overview and strategies, pass this, you'll get all the classes as they are. In addition to that, this is what Mwalimu is talking about. You see, like maybe we are going to study, say, like topic number 3. Mwalimu will tell us that, you know what, go to your account, go to topic 3, study conversion of partnership. If you come to conversion, of course, you're going to get all the resources. See, you're going to get all the videos. You see all these videos. They are exactly for maybe that specific area of conversion of partnership, whereby everything that you're doing for conversion. So that when I am in class, what I'm going to tell you is that this is what you studied under conversion. Kindly let us go through a specific question. Maybe we want to go to professional funds. I'll tell you, like, you know what? Maybe Anita, go to topic number 3. You study in advance, say like professional farms. So you'll come and study professional farms. So when you study professional farms, when I'll be in class, we are not going to start from scratch because you'll be having the knowledge in advance because already classes are there. You see? So the strategy that you normally tend to use, we've been using this strategy. It has always worked. And also believe this semester, it will also work. You get access to the pre-recorded version. Use this class to study in advance so that when I am in class, of course, we are not going to start from scratch as much as you're going to look at the basic elements. It will provide us with time to do more questions and go very fast with these things so that by the time we are clear with probably the 3rd month, we are through the syllabus. The other 3 weeks or 2 weeks, it will just be a matter of revising and doing our revision. So using this 4 strategy, it will help us a lot. It has always worked. And I also believe that it will also work. So financial reporting, my good students, this being a statement paper for the purpose of exams, as I've said, that master what? Master the formats of presentation. Master the formats of presentation. Master the formats of presentation. Master the format of presentation. With this, I don't see how we can fail a fact. With these strategies, surely, I'm not seeing any way that we can maybe, unless just things happen, but a far you're not expected to fail. And the reason why we are so delighted, like, of course, last semester we recorded almost 90% pass rate. That was, I think that was the beauty part of this online thing. Yeah, you can always review. Recording a 90% rate, that is, we were very excited, literally. It is because of these strategies that we've always shared. And I'm also very sure if at all we've used this strategy, it has worked. If we use this strategy again, it will also work. I'm 100% sure. So today was just an overview and, of course, the review of what you are expected to do. Tomorrow in our class, we are going to start with topic number 7, which is analyzing financial statements. And we are going to start with common size, which I'm 100% sure that tomorrow we are going to clear common size financial statements and partly introduce ratio analysis. So what Mwalimu is going to do, I'm going to share the notes for topic number 6, which is public sector, as you are starting the semester. I'm also going to share some parts of ratio analysis, of course, the updated part. Remember, there are some additional ratio analysis which you guys should be very familiar with. Initially, they are not there, but currently they are there. I'll also share the notes for ratio analysis. You should be updated with the same. So that tomorrow, when, of course, we start with common size, of course, those who have access to the recorded version, kindly find time before tomorrow's class. Make sure that you go through common size. Because tomorrow, I'm very confident we are going to clear common size financial statements and introduce part of what? Part of ratio analysis. Our classes for financial reporting, for the purpose of clarity, will always be having classes on Mondays, of course, and Tuesdays. Mondays and Tuesdays. From what time? Ideally, we're supposed to start from 8 to around 10 p.m. These are our daily, of course, these are our timetable for financial reporting. Mondays and Tuesdays from 8 to 10 p.m. These 2 sessions in a week, trust you me, they are enough with the strategies that we'll be using to help us clear these, of course, topics and also find time to do our revision. So at this point, I can see all of your many in the of course in the class. I'll wish to open the floor to anyone who has a question. Kindly ask your question. If at all you're having any question, this is the best time to ask as you're starting the semester. Hamed, you having any question? Anita, any question? Remember our class, we normally unmute. Then you tell or you ask a question, then what? Then you mute. Anita, any question? Edina, Faith, Isaac, Kalisa, Lincoln, Niche, Nelias, PC. You can see Selena, Ramla, Susan, Vivian, Faustina. I want you guys to ask a question if at all you're having any. You just unmute, you ask a question. Yes, Susan.
Okay. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, Susan.
Thank you. It's my first time attending such a class. So my question is, how can we assess the classes? What I mean, like how can I be signed into the portal? And also, it's my first time doing this level. And most units in the introduction level are exempted except the financial analysis. So I'm also asking if are there any classes or arrangements for management accounting or financial management so that I can know the way forward. Thank you so much.
Great. That's a good question. Of course, for sign up, as I've always mentioned, we normally tend to have two packages. I've always shared this. I'll also share with you, of course, in Susan, I can share with this in your direct message. You can just share, you can just chat us on WhatsApp, then I'm going to reply you the same. So we have two packages, of course. The pre-recorded version, the one that I've shown you, whereby you get access to the recorded classes only. And now, like this one is a live virtual. So live virtual, of course, you get a combo package. You get a combo package in terms of you attending this class. Let me show you. You see the class that you're attending? You attend this class. At the same time, you get access to whatever, of course, that I had shared earlier on. You get access to this recorded version. You see, you get access to the recorded version. So you attend class. This is live virtual that you're doing. And at the same time, you get access to all these resources, past papers, class notes. You attend the live virtual, you get access to the pre-recorded version. So these are two different packages. There's that one person who might not be able to attend the live class because of the timing. For that person who might not attend the live class because of the timing, this person can always access the pre-recorded version. So the pre-recorded version, we have all the topics, we have all the units, the one that you're asking for, all these other units, you see. We have management accounting, public finance, everything. We have it here, which we are charging 4,000 per unit. And of course, if at all, of course, I know you've attended this class, we can always discuss or further discount. Then for live virtual, now you attend class and you get access, of course, to all these resources. We normally charge 6,000 per unit. And we offer all the units for CPA, all the units in intermediate level. We do offer all the units in intermediate level. So, Susan, that is what you have. Have I answered your question?
Yes, please, you've answered me. Thank you
Great.
so much.
Great. You can also get in touch on WhatsApp. Then we can discuss further and we can see probably how we can go about it, how we can help you, of course, to pass this paper on one attempt. Given the fact that you said it is your first time, we'll help you to pass this on one attempt. Okay?
Okay, point understood.
Great. Great. Any question? Any other question, kindly? Great.
You've answered me. I've gotten all the answers. The rest I'll inbox you via WhatsApp.
Sure, that
I'm
is really
satisfied.
okay. Great, Susan. Great. Anita, question? Isaac, question? Edina, I can see Faith, Lincoln, Nelias, Ramla, Selina, Faustina. Great. So remember our class tomorrow again. Tomorrow we meet at exactly 8. And tomorrow, as I've said, we are going to clear common size financial statements. So if at all there's no any other question, this was our first class. Thank you guys for attending. I wish you all the best and good night as well. See you tomorrow, guys. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.